Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a P2V or physical to virtual conversion of a virtual machine and then add it to Microsoft Hyper-V. So what we're going to do is I have this physical computer here that I'm going to do it on so we can see what a desktop looks like there. So what I have is the StarWind V2V Converter. So it's a free software installation you could do. So I'll put a link in the description so you can download and install it. So once you install it, all you got to do is run it, and the choice you want to choose is P2V for convert physical disk, physical machine or disk, and then click on next. And now here's your options here if you want to do a disk volume, physical disk, or entire machine. So this computer has 2 hard drives, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. This is going to be too big. So I like to do the physical disk because it's only 1 volume or partition on this disk, so it's up to you which one you choose depending on your configuration. So once you click on next, so I have 2 drives here, my big drive here. This is actually going to be the drive that I'm going to convert the file on, so I can't use that one. So I have my C drive here. It's just a small 512 gig SSD drive. So I'm going to pick all the volumes here, including like the recovery partition, all that good stuff, just to get it all. And then click on next. So here's where you want to do either like a local file, or you could do ESXi server, vCenter, so on. So, okay, and Hyper-V. So here you have 2 options. If you do local file, you could pick a Microsoft Virtual Hard Disk, a VHDX file, and then create a virtual machine manually in Hyper-V and then add it. Or this has a cool feature where you could actually make a Hyper-V VM right from the StarWind converter, assuming you have access to your Hyper-V server. So let's say you were to do that. You'd put in the information for the Hyper-V server. This one happens to be running Hyper-V on the same computer as I'm converting here. And then you could go ahead and create a new virtual machine and do the same thing. You know, put the settings in there for Windows and CPU and memory and path for the hard drive and so on. Just make sure you use the Generation 2 if you're doing a newer computer. Otherwise, you might have problems with it not working. But for this example, I'm going to do just make a file here and then make a virtual machine manually, just in case your Hyper-V server is not on this computer. Okay, so I'm going to pick local file. I'm going to use the VHDX. And I'm going to do the growable image. And you could pick this option here if you want, in case you think you're going to have a problem with Windows, and then you could activate repair mode when it starts up. But I'm going to just leave it alone. And then next. And it gives you your summary screen here of where you're going to put it. So I'm going to convert the C drive, so I'm going to put it on my D drive. Under this P2V folder. And I already have one here because it takes a long time to convert it, so I'm not going to do it again. And so I would just click on, once you click on save here, let me actually just do a different name just so I can show you. And so here's the summary here. Here's the path it's going to put it on. Space needed, 205 gigabytes. Space available, 293, so barely enough room. And then you would just click on convert, and you'd be done after, it's going to take at least an hour or so probably for this one, even though I've already done it before. But you know, the bigger the hard drive you're doing, the longer it's going to take. And then once you're converted, then you're good to go. And then you'll have your file that you converted here, which I put here. So that's the one I've already done, so we don't have to do it again. Then all you got to do is go back to Hyper-V, do a new VM. Let's call this P2V. Let's pick a location here. We'll put it in the same folder here. We'll do Generation 2. Let's just do 6 gigs for now. Do the default switch. Now here's where we connect the hard drive here. So we're going to use an existing hard drive. Now we've got to browse to that location again. So here's the one that was converted, even though I already had it converted, but this is after the process of converting it. And then click on next, and summary, and finish. Okay, so now we could try it out and see what happens. Okay, so now it says getting devices ready, so it's kind of acting like it's got some new hardware, which I guess technically it kind of does. Okay, let's try logging in. Took a few minutes for it to kind of do its thing here and get me to the login screen. Okay, so I found the network connection, so I'll click yes to this. Okay, let's take a look at the hard drive and see what we got for files. Okay, so we just have the C drive here, no D drive like we do on this computer here. Got C and D, so that's the big one I didn't convert. I just did the C drive here, the 455. Okay, so it looks pretty good here. So it's a little slow, but that could be because of the hardware I'm running it on, since I'm running the Windows 10 version of Hyper-V. So if you're running on a real Hyper-V server on real hardware, then you'd probably have a little better luck there. So anyway, so once again, just download the P2V StarWind software and go through the process, create your file, or you could create the virtual machine from within the software and then do your conversion, and then hopefully you'll be good to go. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.